And today, guys, we are making an awesome, it's been requested, mob grinder for Bedrock Edition. It does not pump in the same manner that, the traditional one does, but this right here is going to show you how to make the best one you can and give you a good old-fashioned mob grinder to get you drops and XP. Party time. Hey there, guys, Skippy here for Room Skippy 6 Gaming. Guys, coming to you with a pretty large tutorial today. We are going to do a mob grinder. Yes, it does not work, as awesome as the olden days, but people have been asking me, Skippy, do the best you can and make a mob grinder for Bedrock. That said, there are a lot of things that you have to take into account. As you can see, I didn't light up this area good enough, and almost some of the things that have to do with mob grinding here has a lot to do with without the build. Actually has to do with some of the other factors taken into account. So as you can see, it does work and it does provide mobs for you in a mob grinding fashion. It does give you the love that you need for at least a little bit of love for sure. And so for this one here, guys, let's go for 443 likes. Don't forget to smash the like and leave a comment below, and we should get this bad boy done. It should be pretty good, pretty simple. It just takes a long time and a lot of blocks, so make sure that you pay attention to what I'm talking about when we do it, because a lot more stuff is important for this build than the actual build. You need to listen to the rules, and it will help you have a more effective mob farm. So for this build, let me see what you need, guys. This is actually a pretty straightforward one about what you're gonna need, and it's pretty simple in that sense. What you're gonna need is 12 obsidian, 8 trapdoors. On top of that, you need 2 buckets of water, and you're gonna of course need unlimited blocks of choice. It could be glass, not glass. You need solid blocks for the top of it at least, and you need a few things like that. You can see we're still building up in there. I shouldn't have done this in a slime chunk. That's kind of where I went wrong. So you need thousands of half slabs, thousands of buttons, and thousands of blocks of choice. The rest of it is all pretty simple stuff. So there you go, guys. Let's jump into the build. Like I said, pay attention and we'll get this guy done. Okay, guys, so let's get this bad boy started. Make sure you pay close attention right now, because a lot of the stuff that I'm going to say right now is more important than how you build the farm. We have to come through a few challenges with Bedrock Edition to make this as efficient as possible. So there's kind of, around 3 little tips that are going to help you out. The first one is this chart here. I have no idea who made it. I spent days asking people where it came from. It's been kind of flying around our Discord, and this has some errors in it. Some of the things have been kind of switched, but in and of itself, it shows you exactly what the difference is on Bedrock, why we have challenges with mobs and mob grinders. So what you can see from this is basically no mob spawn right near you. Mobs will only spawn up to 6 chunks away from you. In addition to that, once they start getting farther away from you, the possibility of them despawning becomes a thing. And I think this is kind of, the big deal with it. So looking at this, we could kind of give ourselves a quick assumption that we don't want to make the farm right above our head. In fact, it won't be a good thing to put it right above our head. We want to make it, a chunk or 2 away. And from looking at this in first glance, I'm thinking something that's like a 3 chunk by 3 chunk would be the best for efficiency. So that's give or take 50 by 50, give or take. So we're going to take that into account. Number 2, guys, you have to light up your world. This one will work during the daytime, so that's really good. However, if there are tons of mobs around here within your simulation distance, it is not good, because all of these little sheep over here, if there's a cow farm here and a sheep farm here and a chicken farm here, these all go towards your mob cap. You are only allowed 200 mobs. So what will happen is once it gets filled up, you're going to really see a big decrease in that. So that's one of the big deals. Number 2, you got to light everything up, guys. This means all of your caves under your world, guys. Things get stuck in caves while you're farming mobs from the mob grinder. That's cool and dandy. They keep dying and keep spawning. However, mobs in caves under your world will not despawn. They will sit there. I have a good picture here. This is from the realm and shows little caves under the ground will just pack mobs in there. Those mobs will sit there forever and just start building up. This is a perfect example. There was a little bit of a glitch with some drowns doing that even more. That said, in the olden days on PS4, we used to just delete the whole world for 100 and the 6 chunk radius. We used to just delete the whole world right out of the world and then put your mob farm there. That way nothing's gonna spawn except in the mob farm. So make sure you light up your caves around it. I can't tell you this enough. If you don't do it right, it's not gonna work good. So let's do this. We're gonna just move like 20 blocks away. Don't put it right on top of you. Put it about 1.5 chunks away, and we're gonna go for this simplicity right at the start. On this one here, guys, I always use a little obsidian at the bottom because in my experience, guys, what will happen is a creeper could explode. So as you see, we're going to leave a space of 1 right here and then just bring this guy all the way around. You don't need to use obsidian if you don't want to, but what I will tell you is the minute you're using this farm and a creeper comes down, and if you keep the corners off just like this, if you jack up in that corner there, creepers will explode. You can trigger a creeper from right here. That's not good, so make sure that you use obsidian right here. So basically, if a creeper explodes right here, nothing is going to get out of the mob farm. So you need this much obsidian at a minimum. I go down here, and what I do is I just throw these guys right here. Go ahead and throw your trapdoors. This is going to stop the babies from running out and massacring you. This is a thing. If a creeper does explode, they will explode as well. But the thing is, you don't have 30 mobs running at you. This is a very simple bottom. So what I like to do is from this point here, again, this could be glass, this could be stone, it could be whatever you want, guys. Any block. I don't recommend dirt and cobble. I recommend something that Enderman can't pick up, because once you get to the roof and stuff, if the Enderman picks up one of your things, it puts light in the farm and it doesn't work. So for this one here, I like to make it 18 high. Some people have different numbers: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So the reason I like to make it 18 high is because I want them to be softened. However, the one challenge that I will tell you is that in order to soften them, if it goes too high, things start dying on their own when they hit other mobs. 18 is kind of, the magic number. So we're just going to cover this tube up, and I'll time lapse that part here. You're going to see a nice glass tube. I'm going to use glass because I can, but like I said, guys, you could use dirt if you really want. Okay, so now that we got that done, we're feeling good. We got the drop. They're going to fall down. You're going to be able to kill them. Yay for us. So now we got to think about our 50 by 50 kind of area. So this is going to be very big. You're going to need a lot of stuff, but again, it's very cheap. So what we want to do is create a center channel right here. The center channel is going to be 8 long because that's how far water flows. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we did good. That's good. Now, if again, this is going to be symmetrical, so let's just do this. 8 long. The water is going to go from here. So now what we want to do is bring it up 1 and do this again. Once we keep on doing this, I'm just going to actually do this side first, and then you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do that. So again, we want to make it about 50 by 50. So we got already 16 on each side is 32. So what we're going to do is just put one more level up. Once we do this, we're going to do this, bring this guy here. I should count while I do it, but you can see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now what we're going to do right here is you can see 8, 8, and 8 is 16. So our 8, 8, and 8 is 24 times 2 is around 50 plus the 2 in the middle. It is 50 long. So let's go ahead, and then what we're going to do is go ahead and bring our wall up like this, and then cover the sides as far as it goes. In addition, I'm going to go ahead and create this 8 on this side as well. And once I do that, we'll just make sure the wall goes all the way up on the side, and we'll place the water. Okay, so now that that's done, guys, you can see we have the center canal. This is going to be the main canal. Again, doesn't have to be glass. Now what we're going to do is put our water in. This is going to be easy. See, the one challenge that's going to help us out here is because we only made it 18. If a mob does come from the center, it's actually going to fall 3 extra, which is 21, which is right on the cusp. So I think that honestly it probably won't die. There'll be a rare few occasions. So let's do this. Just put a source block of water here, and well, hey, I guess Skippy missed one. So let's just go ahead and fill that hole. Oh, look at that, I missed a little more than one. Wow, I thought I had it. So we're good. So now that this is all done, let's just put our sources of water. So this one here, I'm not sure, I messed it up somehow. So let's just stop this source of water, put this source here. and you'll see it goes right over there. And let's do the same thing on every single one of these guys. Look, 1, 2, put it there, put it there, 1, 2, put it there, put it there. Nice and smooth, guys. No water pouring down the hole in the middle. We're gonna do the same thing right here, bring it right up, and it's nice and mathematically correct. It's gonna be awesome for us. So once we've done this, we're gonna do one more thing to help us bring everything to the center from the side. So as you know from the one that we just did, water goes 8. So let's go ahead. Don't forget, this is the outside wall. So let's do this. We're just gonna go all the way down, and we're gonna go ahead and make it 8 long, all the way to this guy right here. And I'll time lapse this. And you can see from this point here, we have made it 8 long. We're gonna do the same thing on the other, like we did in the first tide. We're gonna bring this one up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up again, 1. Do it again, 8 long, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then what I'm gonna do is go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and do this exact same thing, make the floor all the way up on both sides, and I'll return to you when that time lapse is done. And now that we got that done, we're just gonna go ahead and seal this bad boy up so it is one epic huge mob sorter, well, not sorter, but bringer downer. What we're gonna do is just go ahead and build this wall up. We want this wall 3 high. Go ahead and build this guy 3 high, because what we do want for sure is to have 2 underneath on a solid. So go ahead and build this guy 3 high, and then go ahead and carry it around the whole entire farm. Basically just keep it as high as this block right here, and go all the way around the farm, making sure that there's nowhere for any water or anything to escape. And when I'm done that, we'll jump right back to that too. Okay, so now that we have that done, we are feeling good about it. So what I'm going to recommend doing is, from this point here, we're going to just fill this guy with water. It's going to be all source blocks. If you only have a couple buckets of water, guys, remember, you put a source block here, you put a source block there, and then fill your bucket with this, and then do the same over one, over one, over one. It's easy as that. That way you only need one, or only need 3 buckets of water to fill the whole thing. Make sure they're all sources. Just because it did glitch a little, look, it looks perfect to me. Do that for all of these guys right here, and then we're gonna switch over to solid blocks. So just work with me here while I do this, and we'll be right back. And now that we got that out of the way, guys, you can see it works good. You can see it's nice and dark under here, guys. You're going to want to light this area up, because you do not want mobs spawning there either. That said, let's go up here. Now we're going to start switching to solid blocks, because we do not want light to get above this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 wide pathways across. So skip the one on the end. 1, 2. We're just gonna go kind of space it out. Space it 1, 2. Over here, skip 2, 1, 2, skip 2, 1, 2, skip 2, 1, 2, skip 2, 1, 2. You can see the pattern that we're making here. Nope, look at that. Skippy messed up. Skip 2, 1, 2, skip 2, 1, 2. Same thing. And you could get a borderline idea of what exactly is gonna go on. Hopefully it adds up right. I think it will. And then on this one right here, so see, this is, oh, there, that's why. Bang. Skip 2. So on this end here, we skipped 1. It doesn't matter. This is not as important. So what we're going to do is go ahead and complete. Let's go ahead and complete these lines all the way across. And then in addition to that, what we're going to also do is carry this wall up by 3. So what we're going to do is bring this guy up by 3. You could skip a few blocks. It's going to be 3 high, but that's only because we're putting a roof. Fill these guys in the middle, exactly like this, and we'll time lapse that bad boy too. Okay, so now that we got that done, I did a little adjustment in the middle. Long story short, you want to do 2 by 2. I could have done a little different here. I ended up taking this one off the end, but what I am going to do is, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just throw a single layer on the end right here. It does do a little bit of cover in the dark, and it's not your ideal situation. You'd rather have it. You would rather have it too wide, but you know what? If it's not an even number, don't worry about it. You guys get the gist. So the next challenge that we're going to come across, and again, there will be a time lapse, is you're going to want to go ahead and put buttons, wood buttons, all the way down each side of all of these. This is Bedrock thing for sure. On console edition, you would use something like, you know, trap doors or something like that. So we're going to go ahead and put buttons all the way down both sides of these lines. In addition, guys, what we are going to do is go ahead and throw a roof on it now. So we already built up to roof level, so we are just going to go ahead and put a solid roof like this. After you're done that, guys, you have to make sure that you half slab your roof. You are doing this so that no mobs spawn on top of this roof. It is not a good thing if mobs spawn on top, because then they eat your thing. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna put buttons on both sides of these guys right here. I'm gonna go ahead and cover the roof with solid blocks, and then I'm gonna make sure that I go ahead and half slab every single block that has a face. In addition, I'll use this time as, you know, a time where I could just clean up the edges of the farm, make it look a little sharper, and I'll meet you back when we're done that. And there you go, guys. If you do not feel accomplished already, you should feel accomplished, because this just took me 1 hour in creative mode. So let's go down here and let's ensure. So the one thing you're going to see is, let's make sure we light this whole area up. You want this guy lit, especially if you're going to be hanging around here. Just make sure it's nice and lit. The lighting is kind of weird on Bedrock, so you gotta fight against that. But make sure no mobs are going to be creeping on you when you're at the grinder. Number 2, I have switched it to hard mode. I think I need to make sure that all the settings are on. So creative, hard mode. Yeah, mob spawning is off, I bet. So we're going to turn on mob spawning back on, and we're going to see some of the results that are going to come in. It is a big boy, but as you can see, it is just like the olden days. Make sure you follow all the rules. You can already see mobs falling down. How awesome is that? Go ahead and grab your sword and feel good about it. Like I said, make sure you follow the rules specifically, but you can see the mobs are coming. They are falling down, and yeah. So basically, you don't want to really hang out at the bottom of it. Hanging out at the very bottom of it is not that good, but hanging out somewhere near it, you know what I mean, around here, let it fill up, head on over. Again, you notice that I didn't put enough light here because the creepers found a spot. So you want to put this guy here. Again, you can see what spawns. You need to make sure that it's a spawn proof area. Doing it near a slime chunk is not that good, but as you can see, we have a mob grinder. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Done, done, done. They are pretty much one hit. Look at that, nice and easy with a diamond sword. And there you go, guys. Run around, get your XP, do all of your stuff, and feel good about it, because that's the way it is. Make sure that there's ways you can get a skeleton. If you really creep up on this, you can, like I said, trigger a creeper, but triggering a creeper is not that bad, because yeah, the creepers will not actually go through the thing. The best way to operate this bad boy, again, is to have no mobs around you and allow it to do its thing. And you can do that from, you know, a distance. Make sure, you know, try to stay 25 blocks away and let it go down. But you can see as it slows down, it's because all of these mobs are kind of moving, but it always keeps a flow of stuff as best you can with Bedrock, guys. Don't forget to smash that like. Don't forget as well to subscribe to my channel for tutorials / let's plays / news updates and that sort of thing. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.